Now in today's video we're going to be looking at Pythagoras, and again this should be a review of what you did in Year 9, and we're not expecting you to spend very long on this, so it's just a review of that. Now the formula for Pythagoras Theorem is you're going to be doing either one or two questions. So you're going to find the hypotenuse, so the hypotenuse squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, which you can rearrange to say hypotenuse is equal to the square root of a squared plus b squared. So alternatively, what we're going to be doing is finding a side. So the side is simply going to be equal to the hypotenuse squared, take away the other side squared, and that's what a is going to be equal to. So a is equal to simply the hypotenuse squared take away b squared. Now if you want to, you can just replace hypotenuse with c. Now these are basically going to be, I'm expecting you to do substitute 1 and solve for that with something like that. Alright, so here really the only step you've got to do is, are you finding a hypotenuse? Or are you finding a side? So I would actually say you're finding a side there. Okay, so therefore x is equal to, just substitute straight in there, 1.2 squared take away 1 squared. And then you go straight to your calculator and you do it as one step. So it's always going to be 1.2 squared. You always have to, in this particular case, when you're taking away finding a side, it always has to be the biggest side. It has to be bigger. It has to be the one squared first. Take away 1 squared. No, do I really want to square that? So it's going to give you 0.66 of a metre. Alright, so 0.66 of a metre, 0.66 of a metre. Does that sound reasonable? Yeah, it has to be smaller than the hypotenuse. Over here, this example here, we're finding the hypotenuse. Alright, so therefore we can say x is equal to the square root of 3.8 squared plus 2.1 squared, and we can go straight to our calculator and do that. We come straight to our calculator, it's going to be 3.8 squared plus 2.1 squared, and that's going to give me an answer of 4.34 metres. So 4.34 metres. Again, the next scenario here, we have to find x, which is the hypotenuse. There's the right angle. So therefore, we're finding our hypotenuse. And again, x is equal to the square root of the other two sides squared, plus 1.8 squared. Okay, so we can do that. So 1.8 squared plus 1.32 squared, and that's going to give me 2.23 metres. Equals 2.23 metres. Alright, so you got the idea? So there's really only two types of questions you're going to get to solve, is finding a hypotenuse or finding a side. Basically, if we're looking at another example, okay, so you might get something given to you in context. So here's an example of Bob is going to tee off on a golf course on a par 4. If he chooses to hit over the lake directly at the flag, how far must he hit the ball to clear the lake, given the pin is 15 metres from the water's edge? Alright, so in terms of here, if we're looking at that diagrams given to us, so this really is the hypotenuse. So therefore, we could say the distance there, we might call that d. So the distance is equal to the square root of 208 squared plus 142 squared. And you go and do that on the calculator of 208 plus 142 And so therefore it's telling you have to hit the ball 251.85 metres. .85 metres. Alright, and if we take away the 15 metres, then that's going to give us a distance of 236.85 metres is how far they must carry the ball in order to not be in the lake. Alright, so get the idea when talking about examples here. You've got another scenario here, might be a ladder. Okay, a 5 metre ladder leaning up against the wall. How high will it go up the wall? So we're looking for this height. Again, this one's saying we're trying to find a side. So the h is equal to 5 squared take 1.8 squared. Alright, so therefore go to our calculator. So, just clear that. So it's going to be 5 squared take 1.8 squared, and that's going to tell me it's going to be a distance of 4.66 metres up the wall. So that's equal to 4.66 metres up the wall. Alright, make sure you can do Pythag. If you need some help, make sure you catch up with someone.